Grizzlies stars are rising. I see Edey and Jaylen Wells. Man, I can only sing Credence. I've discovered. I practiced this song yesterday, and I was like, I think we've done this before, and I was like, we have done this before because Credence, you can sing it.
Absolutely.
Those are my boys, man. Credence Clearwater Revival. Shout out to them. Shout out to everybody else watching at home. I know Credence is watching. I am your host, Luke Hatmaker. It's hump day. I got Rusty with me. Uncle Buck's going to be hopping in here shortly. That's why we got this. He's actually here right now. He's just got the lights on, lights off. He's running out back to get the breaker turned on. He will be here shortly. But how are you, brother? Are you good?
I am good, man. Did you see about the man that got hit in the head with the can of soda on the news this morning?
No.
They said it was lucky it was a soft drink.
Oh, I wasn't. Oh, dude, this is great because Uncle Buck wasn't here for that, so he can't kick you out.
He can't be a hater.
Oh, you missed the best pun, Uncle Buck. Oh my God.
I came in right at the right time.
That's what I said.
I was like, oh, we just got to enjoy it together. It was really lovely. It was
people who appreciate humor, me, Luke, and Wayno, those of us with a sense of humor, and the curmudgeons were having technical difficulties. It worked out. You know, the stars aligned, and we were blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Oh, I have an amazing sense of humor.
That's why you turned your lights off before we started, and you had to run out and then turn. That's why it was black. I know what you did.
Right.
Yeah. Technical difficulties, technical schmiffical.
Look at these. Hey, I don't know if you guys remember these. Apple used to make headphones that had wires that connected to your phone. Wild.
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah. That is wild. You know what else is not wild? I don't know. It's just bad transition. I got excited by the pun.
Strong.
Zach Edey and Jaylen Wells. We got two Grizzlies that were selected as NBA. What is it? Castrol GTX NBA? Is that what it?
Whatever it is.
What I was just
like NASCAR Rookie of the Years.
That's it.
Yeah, I was
Winston Cup.
I was like, I like the Emirates Cup better than the Castrol Rising. It just Castrol. You got to say it a certain way, and I mean, all joking aside, like this is pretty cool. I don't know the rookies. We've been singing their praises. Rusty, you've been on the Jaylen Wells hype train since day one. But it's just nice to see the league at large recognize these two guys, especially Jaylen Wells. There could have been some chicanery here, because the rest of these guys, Bub Carrington, Stephon Castle, Tristan DeSilva, Zach Edey, Dalton Connect, Jared McCain, Yves Messi, Zachary Richeche, Alex Sarr. I believe every one of those dudes is a first rounder, except Jaylen Wells, who is the other guy, the other freshman that was selected. I might be mistaken. Missy might have been a second rounder as well, but I know the other guys were first round picks.
No, all of these were first round picks. Missy was the late round, maybe, I think. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure all the rest of these guys are first round picks. That's what I was telling Maggie about this last night. And the Edey thing makes sense because he was a top 10 pick, and so the NBA's been trying to push that, but they weren't ready for the 39th overall pick to be hooping like this, even though he leads the rookies in all score. It leads all rookies in points per game, 3-point percentage, minutes played, points scored, leads in every statistical category. And the NBA media at large won't recognize him. It's nice to see the coaches vote him into the Rising Stars game. It's the second time we've had multiple players in the Rising Star game.
Yeah. To answer your question, Yves Messi was drafted 21st.
Cool. 21st.
Some guys that didn't make the Rising Stars game, Donovan Clingan. Everybody loves Donovan Clingan. I don't think he's played enough.
Khalil Ware.
Tijon Salon, Ron Holland. These are guys, Rob Dillingham, which he probably should have.
He should have, but
I know he hasn't played much, but we saw him right when he came. And he was good. Lightning rod, man. So,
yeah.
He is like the perfect player for a Rising Stars style game.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I was a little, maybe I'm not surprised. There were also some sophomores and some G League players named to this thing. I was a little, there was no Gigi Jackson.
He hadn't played it. I mean, he hadn't played it all this year. I guess so that's part of it. I am bummed. I thought Gigi's another one that's made for this game with his energy, likability, and the way he plays. But I think it's just because he hasn't played but 3 or 4 games this year.
I guess that's in my mind. I'm thinking, why didn't they reward this dude from the end of last season? But this is a season. It's based on this season. It's based on the work they've done. So I guess I shouldn't be that. That makes sense. There are a lot of Wizards on here. There's 3 Wizards: Bial Coulibaly, Alex Sarr, and Bub Carrington, which is, I mean, this is probably the most recognition the Wizards are going to get this year. So if there are going to be 4 teams, right? Or excuse me, these guys will be split up with the G Leaguers. The G Leaguers.
Is there going to be a G League team, or are they just all going to be picked from the same pool?
They're all going to be picked from the same, and then they'll play. And then the winner of the Rising Stars tournament will be the 4th team in the All-Star tournament.
Okay, which you can get you a pretty solid team from these dudes. Like, I mean, Victor Wembanyama's on here for the sophomore guys. Like
Amin Thompson, who's been lately.
Dude. Yeah, like you could get a Reed Shepherd was for the G League team, Wayno, to answer your question.
Yeah, he did get picked. Because he's been down there just balling in the G League.
Yeah.
These kids.
You know who got snubbed from the G League?
Yuki!
Yuki was like leading the votes in guards. Now, I know it was like all Japan, but
still.
The vote getters. Like, Yuki was snubbed. And I know 100%. This isn't the G League All-Star game. They're pulling their guys, but, you know. I needed to see Yuki on that list.
Yeah, well, in the G League, this G League group is relatively uninspiring, I would say. I mean, Reed Shepherd, Matt McClung.
Which they're just trying to shove him down our throats, man. And Drew, I know you had thoughts about him in the group chat the other day, but like, it's so sleepy that he's in the dunk contest again, and now he's in the All-Star game. Like, come on, bro.
Wait, I had thoughts about who?
Matt McClung?
Yeah.
That's a bit.
I was like, I think it was a bit. I
hope so.
I hope so. Goodness.
This dunk contest is the worst.
It's the worst. It's really bad.
I do feel like if you're going, the mistake was made putting him in the last 2 years, but now you've got to let him defend his title for a third, give him another title defense. But like, no, this slam dunk competition is the worst. They should put it like right after the national anthem, just like get the dunk contest out of the way, and then we'll do the skills competition, 3-point contest, and end it.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess they're burying it in like a satellite gym anyway because they know that this lineup is atrocious. It's a crime.
Yeah, I mean, this is bad. I mean, I don't. It's just Matt McClung ain't even playing much in the G League, I don't think. And then they're like,
bad day to say that. I just looked at the G League's page. He went for 29, 6, and 7 last night.
Of course he did.
His 5th game with 28 points in the month of January.
Of course it was. You know what? Hey, he looks. Shout out, brother. We look very similar. You know, if I lose the beard, I look very like Mac. Yeah, look at that. Look at me. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's Mac.
I can see it. I can see it.
You know what's crazy is I think you're actually taller than him.
Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Why are you not in the NBA?
Why am I not in the NBA?
All you need is hair and height. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I've got height, but I ain't got hair.
There is a white dude with long hair and a headband on every one of these NBA teams. You look right now. You telling me I can't play 11?
What Jake's missing?
Yeah, he just needs to grow his hair out. If Jake had a stylist, he would be. I could get him traded tomorrow. Anyway, speaking of the G League, did you see where Isaiah Thomas went for 40 last night?
I did. He's trying to come back, but I also saw the NBA Centil almost got me when it said the NBA took out a restraining order against Isaiah Thomas, so he couldn't play.
Yeah, that's a glaring indictment on the G League, if you ask me. Like a 5'9", 40-year-old. Now Isaiah Thomas is like a generational bucket, and like he is the dude that would absolutely like dominate any kind of rec league ball. Like he's a professional, and he was a good professional, but. My goodness, as a 40-year-old to go get 40 in your first G League game, that
gives hope for all of us, boys. I don't know what y'all are talking about.
I mean, I'm not 40 yet, so I got
time.
Me neither. I'm close, but I'm not there yet.
Happy 40th birthday to Mark Gasol, Big Spain. He's 40 today,
that's right.
We're close today. It made me feel all right.
Yeah.
Move those arms, Big Spain. Love him. Last thing about this Rising Stars with you guys. If you had to build a team out of these dudes to play, like pick the team, like if you had to pick a team that would win and actually compete in the All-Star game, who would you like? I mean, there's 3 guys immediately that jump to mind for me. I would want Jaylen. I would want Amin Thompson. I would want Victor.
Wemby.
It would be. I would want those three, and you give me those three, and I feel good about.
My other two for me personally would be Brandon Miller, because you talk about an absolute bucket. Yep. And then I kind of like Stephon Castle from San Antonio. He's super athletic. He's a slasher. He's always under the goal at the right time. Give me Stephon Castle.
I want a team that can defend. I wanted to if these guys are gonna compete at all, and compete, quote unquote. This isn't if they want to not be embarrassed by the old heads or whatever. You got to have some defenders on this team. Jaylen Wells, Stephon Castle. Those dudes that can defend anybody. And Victor, I don't know. If the right team wins the Rising Star Challenge, if it's constructed well, and
interesting.
That's who I'm going to root for, just to have some chaos.
Here's who I'd pick. Dalton Connect, Mac McClung, Reed Shepard, Pat Spencer, and Grady Dick.
I don't know. Did y'all see the headline out of Toronto yesterday? It said Dick is untouchable. They're not trading him.
Oh man, it's really great explaining I was explaining to Kyla. She was like, "Oh, they just do jersey swaps," and I was like, "Yeah, there's a guy named Dick, and it's the best thing in the world when he does his."
And Anthony
Black. So the fact that there's some talent on this Rising Stars, that gives me hope that this might not be a total charade, to use a French term, in the All-Star game. I think the NBA, the Rising Stars Challenge can be like the most interesting part of All-Star Week, in my opinion, since they introduced it. At least there's guys that are out there wanting to prove something on they're not just out there.
Yeah, they take it for real.
Yes.
This is an honor. And I know that the seasoned NBA All-Stars also know that it's an honor. But there's just something these dudes are 18, 19, 20 years old. They don't think they can get hurt yet. And so they're going to go play,
Yeah. And we're well represented again. We had Vince last year. Again, we had Judge, Jaron, and BC played in the same Rising Stars game. We've got great representation of a young up-and-coming franchise of developmental players that are turning into stars. And so it's nice to see us get some recognition there.
I'm trying to look who's going to be coaching them. I meant to have this.
Candace
Parker.
No, she coaches the team that
wins
to the
Final Four. Yeah.
That's, man. If you get Candace Parker coaching the winner of that team's just going to go out and have a lot to prove, in my opinion. I just think it could be fun. And let's just put this up just because Wayno said it.
You should have just been confident with it, Wayno. You didn't need the.
Nope. I love a good parenthetical, though.
Double entendre there. Let's go.
This would be a good. Hey, Adam Silver, you wanna make it better? Squid Game, the All-Star game. All right. So transitioning out of this, I didn't tell you guys we were gonna do this. We are gonna have a little Grizzlies wellness check, because there was a lot of negativity and sad stuff. People were. We should mention John Morant and Jake LaRavia. It's not funny. They deactivated their Twitters. And it seems didn't know Jake LaRavia had a Twitter. And I thought I was following him. I was like, I thought I was following all these bros. It seems like a lot of it has to do with the stuff, the discourse on the interwebs following the Knicks game. Whatever's going on with y'all, I hope you are well, brother. It is just tune us out. I wouldn't listen to me. There's some crazy people spouting stuff on the internet. I get it. And there's some hateful people out there too, brother. So if you need to take a step from that, I get it. I know we were talking sometimes that we feel like we need to do that just to cleanse ourselves. So I get it. But I just wanted to do a wellness check and figure out how we're doing, because the Grizzlies verse is alive. The Grizzleverse.
Honestly, I think it's the best thing they could have done because, it's well documented that they monitor Twitter and they watch their names and that kind of stuff. go hoop, man. Like, you're a professional athlete. Don't worry about what some bum in East Memphis is tweeting about you. You know, like, just go hoop. So I'm proud of him for taking that step to lose the distraction for sure.
Yeah, for me, and I told you guys yesterday, like, daily I open Twitter and I'm like, this is just a garbage bin full of trash.
Yeah.
Like, sprinkled in with like 3 things that are funny and a couple of nuggets of Grizz news, but then overwhelming amounts of just pure unadulterated garbage.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, every day I think of just like deleting it myself.
Yeah.
So props to Ja. I mean, and he's been on it. He's retweeted folks. He's called out Daniel Greer. Like, he's online. And so I think it's a good first step for anybody that just wants a little bit of time to reset. Like, that's the first thing I would say to do, is to delete social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We should shout out Daniel Greer. I'm going to plug this for him because he helps us out around here. He's got a new segment coming Monday night where they're calling out the Grizzleverse, the dark side of Grizz Twitter, which there is a dark side of Grizz Twitter. I don't know why it just can't be like a Ant posting his awesome food. You all know Ant.
Grizz fan Ant posted his pizza. I've eaten some of that pizza. It's phenomenal. I saw a new trending topic this morning on Grizz Twitter, and if you want to see me have a full-on meltdown, let us trade for Chris Paul, because I promise you that would be the literal worst thing that could happen. There are clowns on this app that are saying that Chris Paul would be a good fit on this Grizzlies team, and I will protest with posted signs outside of FedEx Forum. I do not.
Just
Drew.
quick question.
Mm-mm.
Is he better than Scottie Pippen Jr.? And does he have a little fight that can rub off? Like, I'm not
absolutely.
I hate Chris Paul too. I do.
Get out of here. I'm right here.
Yeah, right here.
He is right here. But DG's comment, like, I will go ahead and put it up, Luke, because I will ain't no way. I hate Chris Paul with the power of 1,000 suns. Like, he is such. Mama, plug your ears. He's such a bitch, and I cannot stand him, and I do not want him on this basketball team. He fits nothing about us from a toughness standpoint, and he's 41 years old. You talk about somebody who complains, like, that would be the worst thing that could happen to this basketball team. Goodness.
I'm not arguing any of those points.
Spicy over here
I'm just simply saying Scottie Pippen Jr.
He's better than he is better than your boy Scottie Pippen Jr. that you wanted to sign to a contract early.
We all wanted to sign. Shut up. You just wanted to sign mid-season, and I wanted to.
I didn't want to sign it. I wanted to give him some time.
Mom, plug your ears, DG says.
I offended the Aussie. Let's go.
Yes. We love offending Aussies around here. CP God. So yeah,
absolutely. So
my wellness is bad.
Yeah, the Grizzlies' wellness online is terrible. That we are clamoring, like, we want transaction porn so bad that we are literally clamoring for a Chris Paul trade for a 41-year-old 5'8" point guard. Like, get out of here, man! Oh my gosh! Grizzlies Twitter is not great.
That spun off of the De'Aaron Fox news that we haven't talked about yet, because the most obvious, the first thing that everybody's connecting De'Aaron Fox to the Spurs. And if that's what you're going to do, then it's only fair to a guy like Chris Paul that's been in the league, he got his stature, first ballot Hall of Famer, the whole shooting match, to put him in a situation that is better for him. And so that's where that came from. And so I didn't even see that till this morning, but it's not that we are looking for Chris Paul. It's that other people are looking for ways to keep Chris Paul happy if they go get De'Aaron Fox.
Which I'm glad, man. Sometimes I did want to talk about this as well, because this was the bit of news that did come out last night. The Sacramento Kings, I guess this last night. Was this when it was announced in the past 24 hours that they are open to moving De'Aaron Fox after, I don't want to say significant posturing, but it did seem like there was a lot of talk after they fired Mike Brown that they were going to keep De'Aaron Fox because of how they were playing and because of how it just
they got hot for
they got hot.
Yeah, they did.
They got themselves back in the play-in conversation after being near the bottom. They were able to go on a streak and get back in, but I just don't know.
10th.
Worst case scenario, though, one of the other teams that has been kind of linked to him is Houston. And like that would hurt my feelings really badly because Houston's already more physical than us. They're going to kick our butt. But you add Fox to that team.
This isn't this. If Fox gets traded, he's not eligible for the Supermax, which I guess is.
Yeah, if that's true,
worth noting.
Yeah, that's.
But then I don't know that he's going to want to be traded so he can get paid.
Has he made an All NBA team?
Because
that's what you've got to have an All NBA team as well for the.
I feel like he may have a few years ago, maybe at least a third team that year where he
they made the playoffs for the first time in a long time.
I feel like
we're really good.
Where my fellow redhead Kevin Herter was a 6 Man of the Year candidate.
He was All NBA third team 2023.
Yeah. Okay. So that was
2 years ago.
2 years ago. So you said the Rockets. The timing is weird. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah. The timing's weird because like right after you fire Mike Brown or right before you fire Mike Brown rather, it's like, oh, they're not getting along. Yeah. And they tried to shop him or they tried to shop multiple players. That was the reports that they were trying to shop and they couldn't get a trade done. So they fired Mike Brown as if plan A was to trade your players and keep Mike Brown. Plan B was to keep your players and fire Mike Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And so they fired Mike Brown. And so now they go on a tear with Doug Christie as their coach. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're up to the 10 seed in the West. They got a 1-game lead on the Warriors. And they've just kind of decided now it has to be something like, testing the waters. I don't know who leaks it, but it doesn't make a lot of sense at this point. Why, if you're winning, why are you trading?
Mm-hmm. It's also interesting that the Kings have been pretty active in the Cam Johnson discussions. They've also were linked to John Collins as early as as soon as last week. And
I'd rather have Fox than either of those.
And so what I'm saying, this is interesting. Does that mean that they're now out of the Cam Johnson sweepstakes and gives us an opportunity to move back into that position A to get Cam Johnson? I wouldn't hate that. I think I saw though that the Spurs were the odds on favorite. Maybe the Lakers and Rockets were second and third for him, which would be, again, any of those teams would be, especially, the Rockets are worst case scenario. The Rockets are already head and shoulders better than us, and you add that to them, they're going to be, it's not even going to be close anymore.
Yeah, that scares the crap out of me, that Rockets point. There's a $77 million difference if De'Aaron Fox played out the 25-26 season and signed with a team that has cap space. Something about it, he's got his bird rights right here. Daniel does note that
he's quoting Bobby Marks, so it's right.
Yeah, he's under contract for 2 seasons.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money. All from Bobby Marks.
It would just jog my memory. Speaking of a lot of money, you know how much Jimmy Butler's getting fined every single game he's missed? Over $500,000 a game.
Jesus, wow.
That's what $41 million a year is. It's over $500,000 per game.
If you're not following Kevin Love on Instagram, you're missing out because he is detailing out this saga with movie clips and quotes, and it's amazing. We've got insider access to the Miami Heat locker room and practice facilities via Kevin Love, and it is awesome.
Who seems like Kevin Love seems like he's right in line. Kevin Love seems like a dude who I would really like to hang out with. I think he's
God. Wish he would have stayed a Grizzly. He was a Grizzly for about 30 minutes. And I wish he would have stayed a Grizzly.
I think I really would have hung out with fat Kevin Love. Skinny Kevin Love seems a little different. Fat Kevin Love, and we'll go to town.
He'll be drinking the Busch lattes with a skinny Kevin Love's a dirty martini guy, and that's not my kind of guy.
I forgot about fat Kevin Love.
Wolves, Kevin Love.
Oh man, Kevin Love, I know you're watching. We miss you when you were fat, brother. Bring it back.
Yeah.
This is his film knowledge. It's awesome. It's awesome. Really good.
Check him out on Instagram, Kevin Love. He is giving you a play-by-play of Jimmy Butler's reactions, especially when he said, Haywood Highsmith over me, and he leaves practice. It's amazing. It's the best follow on social media right now. Yesterday at work, I was just scrolling through his posts this is the best.
It's man, I heard this guy was good. It's the hype. It lives up to the hype. Go follow Kevin Love. Get off Twitter, go follow Kevin Love on Instagram. It'll do you some good. So last thing on the Fox thing, if he were to get traded to Houston, which I pray to God, all I want is for Houston to not trade anybody. I just want them to stay pat and let this thing roll out because they're playing so well right now, and I
hate it. I mean, they've already lapped us, man. They've already lapped us.
Listen,
I don't know if they've. You go first.
I know we want to beat Houston, but I feel like everybody's treating Houston as a rival right now, and I still like I resent it because I hate seeing Dylan Brooks go for 36 and 10. And I know that they've beaten us 3 times, but like I don't sit awake at night being like, I hate Houston.
No, it's not a rivalry because they kick our ass. And until we can get like a victory, it ain't a rivalry.
Dylan Brooks choked Trae Young last night, which was cool. Yeah. I don't know if you saw that. He just grabbed. So Dylan might not even be playing. I don't know if they'll. He choked Trae Young.
He'll probably be out then.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a one hand. I mean, I don't know. It's just. I know it's not. You made a good point, Uncle Buck, but it's like it's the one team that I feel like people talk. I mean, I feel like they put the Grizzlies and the Rockets kind of in the same sentences when they're talking about
young cores and
young cores, up and coming contenders, mm-hmm. and it just kind of. I would just really. If they were to get better, it would just grumble me. You know, I would get grumpy. Mm-hmm. I would turn into Oscar the Grouch because I just don't want that. I don't want to. Yeah. And it sucks because when you watching these guys hoop, like watching Amen Thompson do his thing is incredible. Like he might be my
machine, man.
Dude, I love him. He's my favorite player on that team right now.
It's hard. It's really hard to find to not just fall in love with Amen Thompson.
But he's so
good.
If you like basketball, you can watch him and you're like,
he's just a hooper, man. He's just a hooper.
Yep.
Just a hooper.
Before we rave too much about the Rockets, we're going to take a quick break. I'm sorry. I was going to try to go, but I need more coffee. So forgive me. We will be right back after. We're going to take a quick break and then we're going to draft some stuff. And we got a good one for y'all today. I'm excited about what we're drafting right after this really quick-ish break. Yeah.
I pride myself on being a pretty positive person when it comes down to the Grizzlies. McKinney, something happened to me, bro. And I still think I'm optimistic. I'm not going to say I'm particularly pessimistic, but I'm just not as enthused about things as I once was for this particular season. Why are we winning games and I'm not excited outside of in the moment? It's just like the air has been personally knocked out of me. And I don't know what it is. And I think the main thing is coming into the season and even early in the season with the talent we have on this team, guys who haven't played a game like the GGs, the Vince Williams, those type of guys.
Right.
I thought that we were a team that in my eyes could be a team that could compete for an NBA World Championship. I just don't think that anymore, bro. And I'll say the main reason why. It's coaching. It's coaching. Like, I don't think that we're a team that's going to be coached well enough to go deep into the playoffs.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
In the 2 games, I don't know. I guess I expected to see more from Wemby, just because I've seen more. Like you, I haven't really watched the Spurs, but I've seen a lot of highlights of him, and I've seen a lot of stat lines from him that are incredible. And his stat lines were good against us, but I don't think they were impactful.
His play was underwhelming. But to me, it was the shot selection was awful. Because of his length, it's very hard to contest anything. He caught the ball at the free throw line one time, made the dribble, and then opened up for a layup, and I was like, holy shit. Dude was at the rim laying the ball, like over the top of Jaren. It just literally, I was like, God, dog. I'm glad he don't do that more often.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Welcome back to the daily grind. I'm glad the music in my head stopped. Okay, we're back. Yeah, you can catch that show. We got the $2 Sports Show. That's every Tuesday and Thursday at noon. We got the Anthony Sane Show every Wednesday and Friday at noon. We got the Grizz 901 Live postgame show live every postgame during the week. Got a lot going on. Check it out. And there's a lot of Tigers content too. Memphis, all Memphis, bluffcitymedia.co. Back to our show, The Daily Grind. On Wednesday, we draft stuff in honor of the Kevin Costner film Draft Day that was made for some reason about the Browns front office. We are going to draft stuff.
For entertainment. That's
You're right.
why it was made.
Entertainment purposes. You're right. It's a historical document. We are going to be drafting. So Uncle Buck and I talked Monday about we're previewing the Super Bowl a little bit. Super Bowl's in 2 weeks. We're going to get some Super Bowl content the next couple weeks. Starting with today, we're going to be drafting Super Bowl halftime shows. I'm really excited about this because there's some good ones. There were some ones I forgot about. We're just doing 3. And we're going to go in, let's see, who's going to go first? Oh, Buckets, you get to go first.
Hey.
And then you can go, Uncle Buck. I'll go last.
All right, first up for me, I have one. I think it'll get back to me, but I'm going to go with anyway. It's my favorite Super Bowl halftime performance. It's Prince playing Purple Rain in the Rain.
You thought that was coming back?
It would not.
That was
my first one, too.
GOAT performance.
What are you talking about?
It was
Purple
amazing.
Rain in the rain?
In a bonnet. And he didn't lip sync. He didn't do all this crazy crap. He just rocked. Hoopers hoop. And that's what Prince did.
Man, I didn't see Prince being all of our number ones. That makes me really happy.
God, it was amazing.
Like, number
amazing.
One.
Yes.
All right. Well, this does that was the obvious number one.
It was really good.
Thank you.
So I'll just kind of pick my favorite ones. Going back, this didn't go back nearly as far as I thought it did. Basically, Michael Jackson in I think it was 94 was like the first big one. Before then it was just like marching bands, like Grambling State was there a lot. And so for me, I feel like I've actually seen most of them, but I'm going to go with Aerosmith and NSYNC. That's the first one I can remember watching. And in 2000 and that's 01, I was 9 and like I was in some NSYNC now. Like No Strings Attached was out.
Yeah.
My dad, that was a bonding experience for me and my dad because I was like, "Look, Dad, it's NSYNC." He's like, "They're trash," and I was like, "Who's that?" And they're like, "That's Steven Tyler. He's awesome." I was like, "Yeah, he's kind of
awesome." Sweet Emotion, baby. That's a good one. I remember the stage, the big lips and the tongue. It was good stuff. Wait, no, that was the Rolling Stones. Forgive me. Sorry. No. I'm taking Lady Gaga because I love her and that show blew me away. My next pick, which this might be, I don't know. I definitely feel like I could probably get this later. I love this. I was so impressed with how he did the Bruno Mars halftime show.
Yeah, that was my next one.
Yeah, he was. I don't know. Me and Uncle Buck talked about instruments and how we love having a band, and those dudes were just like incredible.
Yeah, that was going to be mine, and it's because, like you said, like I love big band, I love music, I love watching people play the music, and Bruno Mars getting on the drum set just did it. Like he was absolutely incredible. All right, so we're doing 3, correct? I'll go based on one song alone that was performed. I'm going Paul McCartnney.
Oh yeah,
because him doing "Hey Jude" at the Super Bowl it's an anthem and it's amazing. It gives me chills every time.
Yeah. So I got 2 back to back. I am going Justin Timberlake because when he did the Prince tribute at Minneapolis was really, really good.
Yeah.
So give me JT, and then listen, man, Rihanna did an awesome job. Rihanna rocked, man. She was really, really good. Like, give me Rihanna for my 3rd.
I thought I could. Damn it. Okay.
All right. I think it's just time to take the gloves off and take the real number 1 pick. And we all remember it. And we don't remember a song that was sung. Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
You are absolutely
just think about how many times JT has done the Super Bowl halftime show. He's been in it like 4 times. Like
NSYNC. I mean, I've taken NSYNC. Janet Jackson did it himself. I also looked up the lineup. So do you know who all was in that lineup? It was JT, Janet Jackson, Nelly, Kid Rock, Justin Timberlake, Jessica Simpson, and the disgraced Puff Daddy.
Ooh, R.I.P. No, not R.I.P. Damn, that was a weird lineup.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it?
You got 1 left, Luke.
I'm going, and this is solely because of the right shark, Katy Perry. That shark in the background that took the show into his own little fins and danced his little heart away, captured all our hearts. I just think that shark. I wanted to do the Rolling Stones because I really enjoyed that show, but I got to give shout outs to that shark.
Honorable mention, real quick. Shania Twain. Absolutely, she's the queen.
Yep.
They had Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi, and John Goodman performed at the halftime show, and I was like, okay, I got to go find that video.
It's wonderful. Wonderful. So to recap, who did I have? I had Madonna. No, not Madonna. I love Madonna.
I had
Gaga, Bruno Mars, Katy Perry. Buckets had
Prince, JT, and Rihanna.
And I had Aerosmith, Paul McCartney, and Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake.
Man, this is good. These are good shows, man. The halftime show rocks. Let us know who you think won in the comments over on YouTube. Let us know, y'all. And thank you for watching the show today.
With me.
Shut up. We appreciate y'all watching, y'all. Thank you so much. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. And remember these two things, if we can leave you with anything. Remember to be a little weird, just a little bit. And remember to smile. Bye, guys. Have a good one.